Good morning and welcome to Friday's episode of More Than Just Task Management. My name is Anna Angelova. I am a business coach and consultant and a co-host of this daily podcast where we help you create a thriving business. And this week we have been focusing on SMART goals. And as I didn't say we, it's me and Joris Minnesvand, who is here with me. Not that early on this Friday, but it's still in the morning. Morning, Joris.
Good morning, Anna. Good morning, everyone.
Mm. So we reached the end. In the past 4 days, we talked about achievable, we talked about relevant, measurable, and time bound. And today we are diving into setting specific, like what the specific portion, that first portion of the SMART
hmm
goals.
hmm Yep. And the specific goals are specificity is very important for goals. I sometimes use this analogy of an airplane, right? When if an airplane is headed to Munich, their target is Munich, specifically Munich airport. So they're not aiming for suburb of Munich or 100 miles north of Munich. They are aiming for literally a beacon in Munich airport. And this is what you need when you make a goal. Make it a beacon that calls you. That when you look at it, you see the light blinking, and you're getting closer and closer to that. So very very specific goals.
Yeah, and I love having these kind of analogies because they put such a good picture in front of us when we think about, in this case, when we think about the goals, right? The specific goals. And again, in business, it's a little bit easier. Yet, like here is the thing: if you don't set goals, like if you don't really sit down and set goals and set SMART goals, you end up, and we've talked with, like I've had conversations with business owners, and it's like, oh, I want more clients. What does it mean? Do you want one more client?
hmm
I want more revenue. One more dollar? Like, what does it mean, right?
hmm Very
Mm,
specific. Yeah.
yeah. And when you are specific, like I said, when you're specific, you really know where you're going. It's like a beacon that it's in front of you. And
hmm
you know what actions to take, and most importantly, what actions not to take, right?
hmm Yeah.
And so specific, again, in business, it's easier. I find that it's easier for us to think in terms of specific for some things. For other things, like I was thinking the other day, like because one of our frameworks with the four KPIs, like one of our KPIs is the employee growth and happiness and satisfaction, right? And
hmm
when we talk about happiness and satisfaction, this is the thing that if you think about um, these kind of goals, they are, in terms of
Not
specific,
specific.
you wouldn't say
Yeah.
it's specific, right?
They're
I
broad.
want
They're very broad.
yeah, I want more my employees to be happier or more fulfilled. And that's why this is where it comes that, okay, it's great actually to have in your goal to have this as part of the goal, as part of why you're doing, right? Like the ultimate idea is for your employees to be more fulfilled, to be happier, to enjoy being part of your team, right? And then we do this for this type of goals. We do this, we make them specific by implementing different frameworks, by implementing uh, measurable concepts that can be, yes, they can be a little bit subjective as well, right? Because when we talk about even the NPS, right, the Net Promoter Score framework, where you ask on a scale of 1 to 10 how likely you are to um, refer us to someone you know. Uh, it's a bit subjective, right? Like
hmm
it's based on my own experience with you, with the company. So my nine,
hmm
or if I say nine and you say nine, uh, while it indicates high probability that we will introduce the company to others, my nine might be really like can be more motivated, right? It can be that I'm really more like happier and more satisfied with that company than you are. So it's a bit subjective, but it's helpful. It's helpful having these kind of things. And I do think that while absolutely like specific goals, we want to make them specific so we know where we are going. When we talk about some of those things that we can't measure, I think it's important to keep them as part of the goal. It's important to keep them as part of at least the description, as part of a reminder that the end goal for us is not to have a higher NPS score, right? This is not ultimately the end goal. A higher NPS score actually indicates that something is happening, that people, whether it's customers, whether it's our employees, that they love what we do, that they really appreciate our services, the company, whatever it is, right? So it actually is an indicator. And I was thinking, for example, with employees, one of the other things that we use as a to make it more specific and more measurable is also retention, right? This is another thing that can make things more specific. And for me, specific and measurable, they kind of go hand in hand. With employees, one of the things is the retention. Like a sign that you're doing things the right way is having higher retention, like longer retention. People stay with you for like 5-10 years even, instead of just few months or something like this, right? So there is always a way to find for us to make a goal specific and measurable. And in addition to this, again, as I was saying, I do think it's important for us to keep in mind, even if it's not in the goal, the name of the goal itself, but in the definition or wherever we keep, like in Plandor, we have the definition of the goal, like the name of the goal. So I do think it's really important to keep this in mind, that our end goal is not the retention itself. It's the fact that actually we are making our employees happier and more fulfilled, and they grow.
Retention is an outcome. It's a side effect.
It's a sign. It's a sign that we're doing something. Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, I 100% agree. The more specific, the more measurable. They are extremely inclusive, mutually inclusive. The more specific you are, the more you can measure. Just like an airplane, when it's heading towards the airport, it knows every minute on the minute, checks the vector, it's on the right vector. The second thing is, if you have a specific goal, you will not waste your energy, time, and effort. We talk about productivity. Make sure you measure are you going towards your goal? But if that goal itself is not specific, you're going towards the wrong goal. You're wasting everything. Then you have to halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, you have to readjust and go the other way. Yeah, it's like you ended up in Belgium instead of Munich. Well, I have to turn around. So
the worst thing is people thinking they go to Australia when they end up in Austria.
A lot of people. I'm still looking for that joke sign in Vienna airport. Actually, I'm going to be there tomorrow morning. That says, if you're looking for Australia, you're in the wrong airport.
Yep, find it.
When you're in Austria, get on the next flight and go to Australia. So, yeah, amazing. I love it. All right.
Well, yeah, this is it for specific goals. Like it's as I said, it's kind of specific and measurable goal together. And again, for a lot of you, this is just a reminder. Yet we do need these reminders. And if you missed any of the previous episodes when we talked about the other elements of the SMART goal, go and watch them if you are on YouTube, or listen to them if you're in any of the other podcast platforms. And join us tomorrow morning live on our Plandor channel when Joris will be joining us from Vienna, actually. I'll still be here in Canada enjoying I think 15 Celsius. It might be a bit rainy, but it will be a warm day.
I'm going to be in single digits. I'm taking Canada's cold with me. Yep, it's going to be like single digits when I arrive there.
Well, safe trip and enjoy your time there. You report from Austria for the next couple of weeks, which is fantastic. And I'm sure our listeners and viewers are curious to hear what it's like there. So
Yeah, definitely.
mhm.
We'll have two weather conditions for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
Have
for
a good day,
joining.
everyone.
Have a safe trip, and we'll see everyone tomorrow morning my time, afternoon your time.
Yeah, it's going to be
With
definitely
a
afternoon.
wrap up for the week we just had.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Don't forget to subscribe. Bye, everyone.